This episode of Lawyers Tell All is brought to you by Law Firm Conversions. If your law firm's phone is ringing, that only means your marketing is successful. It's what happens when the phone is answered that will drive your success or failure. Visit www.intakeacademy.com and claim your free copy of Chris Mullins' groundbreaking book for lawyers and law firms that gets every call converting to become a profitable client, showing you the steps you need to take to ensure the right person is answering the phone and answering it correctly. Welcome to the Lawyers Tell All podcast, where Chris Mullins, the preeminent sales and communications consultant in the legal industry, shows you how it looks through lawyers' eyes. Here, innovators in the trenches provide powerful insights that help you connect with new clients, handle the sometimes harsh realities of the legal profession, and embrace the mindsets needed to succeed. Be sure to visit our website at www.lawyerstellall.com. And while you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, lean in, tune in, and let's take a deep dive.
Hello, everyone. It's Chris Mullins with Lawyers Tell All, and today I am interviewing Travis Hoechlin. And Travis, tell everybody about yourself.
Yes, nice to be here. My name is Travis Hoechlin, and I'm the CEO of RizeUp Media. We're a internet marketing company for lawyers. We work with about 400 law firms across the U.S. Myself, been in this industry exclusively working with lawyers for over 15 years. And we typically solo practitioners up to about 10 attorneys is typically our sweet spot. We certainly work with bigger firms than that, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Okay, so there's a lot of law firm marketing agencies out there, right?
Yep.
What should everybody know about you and your agency?
Well, we're exclusively focused and work with only lawyers and law firms. So that's what we do well. That's our lane, and we stay in it.
Yeah.
Everything we do is on month-to-month contracts. When we put together this company, we bet on ourselves, and we thought on that, hey, if we're doing good work, we don't need to tie people down with contracts. We thought why would you leave if things are working and you're making money? And knock on wood, here we are 5 years later, and that turned out to be true. And I tell people, like we were just talking about offline, we do 5 things, and we do 5 things well. We make custom websites. Whatever you can dream up, we can make. Once those websites are live, we do SEO work. We do content and backlinks and all the stuff that goes with it to get those websites to show up on the first page of Google for the types of cases that these attorneys are wanting, and in the geographical areas in which they want to bring them in from. We manage social media for our clients. We manage pay-per-click or Google AdWord campaigns, and we manage local service ads, the relatively new Google pay-per-call program.
Yeah. Okay. So, but what sets you apart from other agencies? Like I know those are the 5 areas, but so if a law firm said to you, well, why would I choose your agency over all the rest? What would you say?
I say because we roll up our sleeves and give them the service and the white glove treatment that they're looking for. I think most agencies, been in this business a long time, you sign up for something, they roll it out to you, and they're basically done. And they kind of set it and forget it. With us, we really dig in and get our hands dirty to figure out, okay, how many calls are coming in? Are those calls good, and are they turning into cases, right? Because certainly there's a lot of KPIs and things that agencies think are cool. But what I tell, being a business owner myself, what I tell our clients all the time is, listen, an impression or a click or a call never paid my mortgage. A paying client did. So how do we dig in and figure out how many clients you're getting? What is your return on investment? And how to and really sit down and figure out where are they headed, right? Because some clients come to us and they just want a fancy brochure online. Some clients come to us and want a client or two only, and then there's others that want hundreds of clients. And where is that? And how do we set them set them up with a strategy that's going to work and help them scale if indeed that's what their goals are.
Okay. What about conversion? Like, so how do you sell them on the idea of conversion?
Well, we tell them a few different things, right? Number one is, in this is probably in your wheelhouse, is make sure you're answering the phone, right? Doing this for as long as I have, and now when we opened up our own ODA agencies, we track everything. We have call rail where they can go and listen to all their phone calls, and a lot of times it's super eye-opening for the firms.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I've not met one lawyer or law firm that walks in the door and goes, "Hey, I have a really tough issue with answering my phone." They're all in denial of that.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times it's, okay, hey, here's your first 20 phone calls. Go ahead and let's listen to these together, and let's see how your receptionist is answering the phone. Are you answering it? I would say, we took all the firms that I've ever worked with, they answer the phone probably combined maybe 65-70% of the time. And I tell them all the time, hey, listen, if you just answer your phone, as funny as this may sound, you're going to spend a lot less marketing and get a lot better result if you just do that. And then making sure they have somebody answering the phone, making sure they have chat on their phone or some type of text messaging, so where they can convert more of those clients that are shopping around.
Yeah.
I think an article I recently read, like 70 some odd percent of the time, clients pick the first attorney they talk to.
Yeah.
And that is, and I understand when you're a solo practitioner, you're the chef, you're the waiter, you're the bartender, you're everybody.
Yeah.
And so how do we help them solve those issues? And we do that for our clients, certainly.
Yeah. So like, what kind of service do you provide them with a service that can help them with that, with the conversion and taking all of that?
Yeah, we certainly have relationships where we refer them out, like answering services or chat services. We certainly have those. Those aren't even products that we offer, but we certainly have relationships with folks that we trust. If they have somebody else, we have no dog in the fight. So wherever they're comfortable with going, but certainly a lot of times, most of our clients, they don't even realize they have that issue. They certainly don't have contacts for those things. So we give them a few different options that, hey, here's a good chat services. Like Juvo Leads is a really good one for the chat and text services. Smith AI or a few others are very good for answering services.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you like everybody to know about your agency? Like, all the law firms that are looking to either stop working with the agency they have right now or get an agency. Like, what are the top things that they should be thinking about when they're picking an agency?
Well, number one is, do you know what you're getting on a monthly basis? Is your agency transparent? Like, what are your deliverables? If you're spending, I don't care if you're spending $500,000 or $500 or $5,000 or $50,000 or $500,000 a month, what are you getting for that, right? And it would surprise you or shock most people how many folks don't know. Like, okay, you're right. Hey, I spend this money and they're doing SEO. Well, what is the deliverables, right?
Right.
So make sure it's transparent. And do they know the law? Do they know the legal industry on how you get paid? And, because getting a retainer is a whole different business model than getting paid on contingency, right? And so when folks come to us, we know that we're asking them business type questions to make sure they understand what they're getting. Like I tell people there's three types of firms that come to us. One that goes, hey, Travis, if I hand you $1, I need to see $5 back tomorrow or next month.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, and so those we would prescribe a different product set than somebody who goes, hey, listen, I don't need business right away. I want more of a long-term strategy. And so folks who need money back right away, like we see this all the time. They go, I've been in this agency for a year and a half and my phone hasn't rang. Okay. And we come to find out that they put them in some type of website package in a competitive market and is doing and they're doing SEO for them potentially. And that kind of strategy is not going to yield results right away, right? If somebody needs business right away, whether they just hung a shingle or they're strapped for cash or whatever it may be, and they need to see a return on their investment right away, you need to incorporate some type of ads, right? Whether it's Facebook ads, whether it's pay-per-click ads, whether it's local service ads, because that's going to yield them a return right away, or at least get clients in the door, get the phone ringing right away.
Right. Yeah.
And so you help them build. There's other folks that come to us and say, you know what, typically they're longer in the tooth. They've been around about a while and they've neglected their online presence. And they say something to me along the lines of, hey, some of these young whippersnappers down the road are getting some of the cases, quote unquote, I should be getting. And I think, and I'm pretty confident that's because they're showing up on the first page of Google and we're not. I don't need to see, we have a ton of business coming in. We don't need business coming in the door tomorrow, but I would like to see a positive return in the next 3, 6, 12 months.
Yeah.
Can we build out our website and what does that look like? And so we would then put them in a program to where, you know, we grow their more long-term strategy. And then the third group is a combination of the two. Like, hey, I need business right away, but I don't want to neglect my website. And I understand that this is a long game and so on and so forth. And so it really is important. If your agency isn't asking those questions, how you get paid, when do you expect to get clients in the door? Or they're, you know, a lot of times, you know, it's just a sales rep trying to meet quota. And so they're selling you whatever they have. Someone needs to be taking the time to hear that firm out and what they're doing, how they're set up, what is their intake process like, you know, before you go, because it don't matter if I bring somebody 500 phone calls a month next month. If their intake's all screwed up, I'm wasting their money, right? And they're just going to be, and for us,
they're going to be mad at you.
Oh yeah, we're always the issue for sure. But so it really is taking the time to understand what they have set up, who's on their team, who's answering the phone, all those types, or do they have anybody, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times solo practitioners don't have anybody. So they're in court sometimes, or they're doing whatever. So I need to introduce them to an intake service. Priority number one, before they spend a dime with me, I need to.
Right. Yeah.
You know, those are a lot of things that in my experience, most agencies don't take the time to do because they're just looking for a sell. When you're month to month, everything we do is month to month, we need to make sure we're telling them the right thing to do and setting up to be successful, or else we're wasting our time, their time and money, all that good stuff.
Yeah. What are some of your successes? What do some of your successes look like that you'd like other firms to know about?
Gosh, you know what? We have big PI firms that have gotten humongous cases, and they get a big volume of cases come in the door every month, and those are all great and fine and dandy. And you know, you throw a bunch of money at it, and certainly you're gonna find success. But where I get the best ones that I love to hear about are firms that have never marketed before. They have a modest budget, and we get the text message or email, you know, we saying that, hey, I just had the best month of my career.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know, those types of things. Like there's a client of ours here in Southern California, and had a modest budget, $3,500, and he does DUIs and here in Southern California. And you know, we made sure we had that same conversation I was talking about until we put a little bit of money toward his website, nothing that's going to move the needle, but a professional presence online.
Yeah.
And then we put the majority of the budget into local service ads.
Yeah.
Where I could put some bumper rails on his spend. Whereas if it was, you know, as you probably well know, with local service ads, you only pay when the phone rings.
Right.
So that's an assurance that you're spending the money in the right way. And then any calls that come in the door that are the wrong practice area, the wrong geographical location, any of those types of things, salespeople, all that garbage, we can dispute it and get their money back. And then we have folks internally that listen to all the calls for these folks and put the disputes in for them, because typically a lot of attorneys don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, long story longer, he spent $3,500 and, call back and go, hey, I just signed up 7 cases and I charged $3,500 per DUI. And, that's $24,500 on a
Yeah.
$3,500 spend. And that was a great starting point for month number 2. That's not bad at all. Right.
Those are the good feel goods, right? Those are awesome. Those
Absolutely.
are awesome. And then they let you know, oh, now I have a problem. I have to hire more attorneys.
Yes.
Right. Now I have a bigger problem, or they think it's a bigger problem. Well, maybe I don't know. I guess it depends on how you look at it, but yeah. 100%.
Well, it's a good problem to have, right? I mean, as we've all experienced in growing our businesses, like, listen, I'll take, what do I do with all this business? As opposed to, I'm twiddling my thumbs over here. I'm flushing money down the toilet.
Yeah.
I'll take the first one.
Perfect. So, like for yourself, what did you do before this?
Well, I've been in this industry for 15 years.
Yeah.
Prior to that, sold a little bit of everything from cell phones to mortgage to, I've always been in the sales industry, owned a mortgage company for a bit. And then stumbled upon this crazy business after the real estate market took a tumble in 07, 08. It kind of migrated to looking for something different. And somehow a friend of mine said, hey, I do marketing for lawyers. We're looking for our strong salesperson, and woke up 15 years later and I own this business, and we are one of the fastest growing companies in the country, according to Inc. 5000. And full engines ahead from here. Awesome.
What do you want to tell everybody that's listening right now? What do you want to make sure that they hear from you?
What I would recommend is make sure you're tracking everything.
Yeah.
Right. Don't go off the gut. Well, we hear a lot, and I was just talking to one of our clients, and he started with, I feel like it's working. I said, well, you know what if your feeling is different tomorrow? You know what I mean? Because you might catch me on an odd day and it feels like it's not working or whatever. Go off the data, right? So make sure whether you're working with us or whomever you're working with, like, you should know every phone call that comes in the door. You should be tracking it so you can listen to those phone calls. And maybe you don't go back and listen to all 50 or 500 calls or whatever you're getting a month, but at least you have the ability to do that and do, check-ins once a year or twice a year or 3 times a year, just to see what kind of calls you're getting. Mm-hmm. And then take that down the funnel to what, like I said in the beginning, like, a number of calls is a factor, no question, but how many of those are the right calls?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If you're doing different campaigns, maybe you have a website, that's bringing in business, and you're also running a local service ad campaign or pay-per-click campaign or Facebook ad campaign or whatever it may be. Track those individually, mm-hmm. and then have somebody either do it yourself or have somebody help you figure out where is the business coming from, mm-hmm. and so you can reallocate resources to wherever you're getting the best return on investment, or mm-hmm. maybe you're getting a sufficient return on all of those, but wherever you'll then know where to spend the next dollar, right? If your local service ad is getting you a 20-to-1 return on your money and your SEO is getting you a 5-to-1, well, maybe for the foreseeable future, that's where you throw more money at in that particular time, or maybe you find that something's not working altogether.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like we get that a lot, right? People coming in the door and going, they're afraid. Here's what they're afraid of. They're spending a little bit of money in a lot of different places, mm-hmm. and something's working, but they don't want to pull the plug on something that may be working. So they just leave their money spread out everywhere. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. And so it's like, you don't know until you track it. Right. Mm-hmm. And get down to the nitty gritty. And I'm sure your listeners are rolling their eyes going, I don't have time for this. Well, find somebody who does, right? Because there's people that can help you with that. Yeah. Yeah. Know the data, know the numbers. Absolutely. And have an agency that's willing to be completely transparent and share with you or help you with that. Do the heavy lifting. Yeah. Do the heavy lifting. Yeah. So know the number of calls you're getting, know what the calls are, know which calls are
the calls that you want. And out of the ones that you want, what happened? And including like, okay, which ones were converted, but what about the ones that weren't converted? Where are they? What happened to them? Chase them, track them, follow them, all the way to the individuals that are handling the calls, and then plug the holes.
Exactly right. I mean, it's such an, I can't tell you how many times it's such an eye-opening experience for lawyers to listen to how their face of their brand is being presented, right? Like most attorneys default to either doing it themselves or tasking the lowest cost employee to answer the phone and be the face of their firm, and give them no training or next to none.
Yeah.
If they can fix that, they would see much more success.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
Humongous.
Huge. I mean, and it wouldn't be even difficult. So, I mean, it's like you said, answer the phone, and then, okay, how about step 2? Answer the phone with a smile. Okay. Step 3, do an intake. And if check, then send them the agreement.
Yep. Schedule the appointment, agreement.
Don't hang up. Don't let them go.
No sticky notes. No, let me get somebody to call you back. Book the appointment, sign the agreement, whatever it may be.
So we call it the one call close.
Yes.
Just don't let them loose.
That's right.
Right? Keep the fence around them.
100%. Like I tell people all the time, it's like when you do that, to your point, I give them the analogy. It's like we're out there fishing and we get one on the hook and we're going to reel it all the way in next to the boat and then clip the line and say, hey, fish, stay right there. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to go get lunch. Stay there.
Yeah, stay right there. We'll get the net in about 10 minutes and we'll scoop you up.
I know you see some food there, but don't eat it. Don't go there.
That's right. That's
yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, this has been great. Any final words?
No. If we can help any of your listeners, you can reach out. You can go to our website, rizeupmedia.com. Rise is spelled with a Z, RizeUpMedia. My personal email address is Travis@RizeUp Media. We want to be a resource for all the lawyers out there, even if they're not working with us. If we can answer questions for you, please let us know. If we do an audit on your site and all your marketing and let you know where the holes are.
Awesome. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been great.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Chris Mullins with Lawyers Tell All. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Lawyers Tell All, where Chris Mullins takes you on a journey with lawyers in the trenches who show you the realities of what it takes to succeed in this chaotic, crowded, ever-changing profession. Remember to visit our website at www.lawyerstellall.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on Lawyers Tell All.